There are a lot of people that don't talk about things because they're afraid of being judged, or they're afraid that people will think they're weird, or they're just insecure about it. And I think as people, a lot of the times we feel like we don't have the ability to talk to other people or be that vulnerable. And it's hard, especially when you're exploring your own vulnerability and then also trying to open up to people that maybe don't have the capacity to hold all those emotions, or they don't have the experience to really understand what you're going through specifically. And this is something that I really experienced. I mean, I've experienced this in a lot of different areas of my life, but I remember the first time that I really, really experienced this was when I was going through a lot of anxiety issues. And I was talking to professionals like facilitators of space that hadn't really experienced anxiety issues, but had a lot of like professional opinions. And then a lot of people around me, like friends and family, that didn't have severe anxiety. And so the advice that I was getting from them was just kind of like, just don't have it. And it wasn't really relevant to my situation. And there were definitely times that I was seeking advice, and there were other times that I really just wanted to feel validated. I wanted to feel like what I was going through was normal. Um, Now, the anxiety example really isn't really relevant for the services that I offer now. But an example that's kind of like more relevant to the space that I'm in now and like what I help with now is also I've also experienced this to other degrees when I was growing up in high school, and felt like a lot of the other women around me were a little bit more emotionally resilient than I was. I took heartbreaks like, really, really personally. I took a lot of things really personally, and I felt like I wasn't able to move on as quickly as some people around me. I always felt like the way that I viewed things was different than other people too. And so I felt kind of isolated emotionally in that way. And also I really just wanted to hear from somebody that
It was going to be okay and who had maybe gone through the same experience and could talk about honoring your feelings and flowing through them.
instead of me trying desperately to like shove my feelings away. And that's really why I created my guidance sessions, which I call heart sessions now. So, my name is Marina McGregor. I help people navigate their relationship with themselves and others, sex, love, emotions, everything in between. On my website, I offer channeling sessions, guidance sessions, and coaching sessions. And today I want to talk a little bit about my guidance sessions, which I call heart sessions. A really kind of oversimplified way of explaining my heart sessions are people come in and they talk to me about things that are going on in their life, and I give them advice on that. Other times I just provide validation. It really depends on the person and what their individual needs are in a guidance session. I've always really enjoyed being someone that can hold space for someone to talk things out, so these sessions come really, really natural for me. My goal in offering these sessions is, if anything, this will help you raise your capacity to be vulnerable in your own life, to accept your own emotions by feeling fully seen in your entirety, and really walking away with some inner knowing that can be helpful on your journey, some energy shifts that can be helpful on your journey. And when I say that, I mean like hearing someone say all the things that we're feeling inside can be really, really validating. Having someone mirror something that we're feeling that we may have previously thought like wasn't normal, or other people weren't feeling, it almost gives you permission to be like, oh, okay, I guess this is normal now. This person is saying all these things are okay that I've been ashamed about or felt kind of embarrassed about, or maybe I thought I was crazy or being over dramatic or being quote unquote too emotional. And I think we all go through experiences where, we want someone to show us that something is okay so that we can feel okay about that inside. I remember when I was younger, having guys dictate what I was going to be embarrassed about or not, what I thought was cool or not, what I think was okay about me, and then growing up and feeling fully seen and validated and accepted for who I was, and not just the parts of me that I knew were cool and great, but the parts of me that I truly thought were like unlovable. because I hadn't yet had those parts loved by other people. And I feel like once you own that yourself, that's the energy shift. Because once you own that yourself, you realize that you never really needed that person to validate that for you. You validating yourself, you loving yourself in that way changes the game. So I think it can be a helpful experience when we experience that with another person, so that you can then tell yourself and get to the place where you don't need other people to validate for you, because you're learning the tools to validate yourself. It's like, oh my God, that was such an easy shift. I didn't do anything. I was just talking and I felt the shift, and literally nothing changed and everything changed. And I can do this on my own. So that's the main thing that I hope people walk away with during these sessions, is just giving yourself permission to fucking live unapologetically. I always set the intention that both parties go into a session willing to be raw and vulnerable and open. And I'm hoping that you can take pieces of that into your own life and be raw and vulnerable and open outside of the sessions with other people as well, and really start that chain going where now you're inspiring other people to be open in their life also. And we can start to normalize that a little bit more. A heart session is one 60-minute session broken up over the span of 2 days in Voxer, which is a voice messaging app. I love this platform because I feel like it gives clients the chance to sit with themselves, not rush, and really go deeper with me and themselves. When I used to do these sessions over Zoom, I noticed that, a lot of times I'm a stranger to you coming in if this is your first session and you're wanting to talk about vulnerable things. And there's kind of like this pressure of having to do that on the spot, which I felt was taking away from the ability to go deeper. Also, just the pressure on clients to say all the things that they wanted to say and listen to what I'm saying and respond immediately really puts you in your head. So the fact that this is over Voxer now, I'm really excited because I think it gives everybody the opportunity to say all the things that they want to say and really listen to what I'm saying to them. And instead of being in their head, being able to feel it in their body and drop down and see, okay, what is my inner knowing telling me about this? What are my emotions telling me about this? What is my body telling me about this? So then your responses are coming from more of a place of knowing instead of a fearful place of, oh, I have to get all of this stuff out immediately in this set time. I've also had some beautiful moments with people in this way. I was recently talking with someone and I asked her what she needed to feel seen in a certain situation, what she thought she needed to feel seen. And because the sessions are conducted the way they are, she had the space, and this wasn't a requirement at all, but she actually wanted to take that time before responding to my message to sit down and actually write out a list of like, what do I need to feel seen? And she was able to do that and came back just so grateful that she provided the space for herself to process all that, and was like, I cried making this and felt so loved and really received what I needed to receive.